Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. This is chapter 1 from 3 part 4. Okay, our learning standard for this video. Verify that a to the power of 0 equals to 1 and a to the power of negative n is equals to 1 over a to the power of n, where a is not equals to 0. So what is the relationship between a number in index form raised to a power and repeated multiplication? Have a look at this brainstorming for 2 to the power of 3 divided by 2 to the power of 3 is actually 3 to the power of 3 minus 3 is equals to 2 to the power of 0. So this is 2 times 2 times 2 divided by 2 to the power of 3. So 2 times 2 times 2. So we cancel out the same value. So the answer is 1. So the conclusion for the solution, 2 to the power of 0 equals to 1. For D, the same thing. So m to the power of 0 is equals to 1. For D, so cancel out all the same value. So this is the conclusion. Same goes to D and E. So from brainstorming 4, it is found that to the power of 0 equals to 1, m to the power of 0 is equals to 1. So therefore, a number or an algebraic term with a 0 index will give a value of 1. So in general, a to the power of 0 is equals to 1. A is not equals to 0. So how to verify a to the power of negative n equals to 1 over a to the power of n? So let's have a look at brainstorming 5. 2 to the power of 3 divided by 2 to the power of 5. So if we use law of indices for divide, so we subtract the power. So 3 minus 5 is equals to 2 to the power of negative 2. This is the repeated multiplication. 2 to the power of 3 is 2 times 2 times 2. Divided by 2 to the power of 5 is 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. So we cancel out the same amount. So we get 1 over 2 times 2. 2 times 2 is 2 to the power of 2 or 2 squared. So we can conclude that 2 to the power of negative 2 is equals to 1 over 2 squared. Same goes to B. M to the power of 2 is m times m divided by m to the power of 5 m times m times m times m times m. Then we cancel out the same amount or same value. So this is the conclusion. Same goes to C, D, and E. So in general, a to the power of negative n is equals to 1 over a to the power of n. Have a look at example 11. State each of the following term in positive index form. So a to the power of negative 2 is actually 1 over a to the power of 2. So for B, 1 over x to the power of 4. C, this question, we just write as 8 to the power of 5. 8 to the power of 5. For D, y to the power of negative 9. E, 2 remain unchanged. So we just write m to the power of negative 3 into positive index form. So 2 over m cubed. For F, 3 over 5 remain unchanged. So n to the power of negative 8 is n 3 over 5n to the power of 8. For G, we just change the position of 3 and 2 here. So the answer is 3 over 2 to the power of n. For H, y over x to the power of 7. So this is the tips. A to the power of negative n is 1 over a to the power of n. A to the power of n is equals to 1 over a to the power of negative n. a over b to the power of negative n is equals to b over a to the power of n. We just change the position of numerator and denominator here and change the power negative to positive. So state each of the following in negative index form. All of this given in positive index form, so we change to negative index form. For a, 1 over 3 to the power of 4 is actually 3 to the power of negative 4. B, m to the power of negative 5. C, 1 over 7 to the power of negative 5. For D, 1 to the power of n to the power of negative 1 over n to the power of negative 20. For E, change the position and the power positive here become negative. So 5 over 4 to the power of negative 8. For F, change the position, change the sign of index. So n over m to the power of negative 15. Simplify each of the following. For A, so we just use a lot of indices. 2 plus 4 because multiply here, minus because divide here, so minus 8. So get 3 to the power of negative 2, then change to the positive index form. So 1 over 3 to the power of 2. You don't have to find the value of 3 to the power of 2 because the question asks you to simplify. If the question asks you to find the value, so the answer will be 1 over 9. For B, use the law of indices of raised to a power. So 4 times 2 is 8, times 5 times 3 is 15, divided by 8 times 2 is 16, 3 to the power of 6 times 2 is 12. Then, use law of indices, 8 minus 16 times 15 minus 12. Then you will get 2 to the power of negative 8 times 3 cubed. This you change to positive index form. So 3 square over 2 to the power of 8. For question C, as usual, you just use law of indices for square. X to the power of 1 times 2 is 2. Y to the power of 2 times 2 is 4 times x to the power of 5. Y is actually to the power of 1 over 2 to the power of 5. X to the power of 3 times 5 is 15. Y to the power of 5. Then, the coefficient here we divide. 4 square is 16. Divide by 2 square. 2 to the power of 5 is 32. Then x to the power of 2 plus 5 minus 15. For y, 4 plus 1 minus 5 here. Then 16 over 32 is 1 over 2. X to the power of negative 8. Y to the power of 0. As I mentioned earlier in this video, y to the power of 0 equals to 1. X to the power of negative 8 change to index form. So this will be in the denominator. So y is equals to 0 equals to 1. So the answer is 1 over 2x to the power of 8. So this is your homework. Mind test 1.2f. So our learning standard, second learning standard for this video, determine and state the relationship between fractional indices and roots and powers. So what is the relationship between n root of a and a to the power of 1 over n? So in Form 1, we have learned about square and square root as well as cube and cube root. Determine the value of x for x squared equals to 9. B, x cubed equals to 64. So x squared equals to 9. So we square root both sides to eliminate the squares. So x is equals to 3. For B, cube root are used to eliminate cubes. So then the answer is x is equals to 4. Did you know that the value of x in example A and B above from my previous slide can be determined by raising the index to the power of its reciprocal. So x squared equals to 9 is x squared to the power of 1 over 2. So the reciprocal of 2 is 1 over 2. So when you add 1 over 2 to the left hand side, so you should do the same thing at the right hand side. So 3 is actually 9 here is actually 3 squared. So the power you can simplify because this is 2 times 1 over 2. So cancel out the 2. So you get x to the power of 1 here equals to 3 to the power of 1. So that's why we get x equals to 3. Same goes to the example B just now. X cubed, add the reciprocal 1 over 3 to both sides. So 3 times 1 over 3 is 1. 64 change to 4 cube. So 3 times 1 over 3 is also 1. So x is equals to 4. So in general, square root of n a is equals to a to the power of 1 over n, where a is not equals to 0. So convert each of the following terms into the form of a to the power of 1 over n. So this is the solution for square root here. We write it as to the power of 1 over 2. So 36 to the power of 1 over 2. Here cube root, it becomes negative 7 to the power of 1 over 1 over 3 here. So fifth root, so m to the power of 1 over 5. 7 roots, so n to the power of 1 over 7. Convert each of the following term into the form of n root of a. So for this, change to fifth root of 1 to 5. This one for example B, 8th root of 256. C, cube root of negative 1000. Or D, 12th root of n. So calculate the value of each of the following term. So this is the calculation. First, write this in the form of a to the power of 1 over n, which is negative 32 to the power of 1 over 5. Then negative 32 change to the number that equal to negative 32, which is negative 2 to the power of 5. Then power 1 over 5 here remain unchanged. Then we use the law of indices of raised to a power. So the power we can multiply. So 5 times 1 over 5 is 1. So negative 2 to the power of 1. So the final answer is negative 2. This is actually the simple ways. So the first step, remember, to change this or convert this to in the form of a to the power of 1 over n. So 729 to the power of 1 over 6. Then 7 to 9, you change to 3 to the power of 6. So how do you know that 3 to the power of 6 is equals to 729? You can use your calculator. So how to use calculator? So let me show you. This is your calculator. So the tips here is 6. So to calculate square root of 6, first you press 6 here and then shift and then the button power here. So this is 6 root. 6 root of 7 to 9. So 7 to 9. So you'll get 3. So 3 to the power of 6 is equals to 7 to 9. So this is, if you want to convert this 729 to a number to the power of 6 so that you can cancel out 6 here, you just use your calculator. press 6 first, and then shift power button, and then 7 to 9. So you get 3. So 3 to the power of 6. So let's continue. So for 512, 1 over 3, this is actually in the form of a to the power of n. Then 512 changed to 8 to the power of 3. So cancel out the 3. So you'll get 8. For D, negative 43 changed to negative 3 to the power of 5. Then cancel out 5. You'll get negative 3. I hope you understand. So this is your homework, mind test 1.2G. So what is the relationship between a to the power of n of m over n and a to the power of m to the power of 1 over n, a to the power of 1 over n to the power of m, square root of n square root of a to the power of m, and square root of m of a to the power of m. So you have learned that a to the power of mn is a to the power of m times n, and a to the power of n root of a to the power of 1 is equals to a to the power of 1 over n. So this is in a to the power of m over n form. So 64 to the power of 2 over 3. If you want to write in this form, a to the power of m to the power of 1 over n, a here 64, so you just put 64 here. 2 here is m, so write here 2, and 1 over 3, 1 over n, and here is 3, so 1 over 3. Okay, let me show you how this goes. So let me use my pen. Okay, so for this example, so I use my pen. Okay, so this is A is 64. So A is 64. M here is 2. So M equals to 2. N here is 3. So N equals to 3. When you want to write in the form of this, you just substitute A with 64, M here with 2, close bracket, 1 over n here you write 3. Okay, same goes to D. A here is 64, n here is 3, so 1 over 3, m here is 2, so m 2. For this form, n root is 3, so cube root of 64, m here is 2, so you just put 2 here. Okay, for this form, first bracket and substitute with 3, a is 64, m is 2. Okay, how did you get this? 64 square is 4096. So the powers remain unchanged. Then 4063 is actually 16 cube. So we just cancel this. So you get 16. 64 change to 4 cube, 1 over 3. So all of this you have to multiply. So 1 times 2 is 2. The answer same as this. So 64 square is 4096. So square root of 4096 is 16. And this one, cube root of 64 is 4. Then square, so 4 square is 16. All we give the same value because this is the same index but in different form. So we have all 5 form here. So same goes to B and C. So convert each of the following into the form of, so you just follow the form here. So for A, the form of A to the power of M to the power of 1 over M. So this is A, this is M, and N. So in the form of A to the power of 1 over N to the power of N, so 1 over 81, 1 over N, N here 2, so 1 over 2. So this is the question. So this is the first part here. A to the power of M to the power of 1 over N. For this is the answer for the form 2. This is the first form. This is the second form. So same goes to B and D. So this is the answer for C. So convert each of the following in the form of, so this question asks you to convert in the form of this and this. I will show you the first example. So this is the question, 343 to the power of 2 over 3. So this is M, this is N, and this is the A or base. So here is N, here is M. So this is the A. We just, this is the first form and this is the answer for second form. You just follow the form and change the value of N, A and M. So this is your homework, mind test 1.2H. So look at example 14. Calculate the value of each of the following. So you have two methods here. The first method, since this is square, this is 2, so this is N. You can write it like this: square root of 9 to the power of 5. So square root of 9 is 3. 3 to the power of 5 equals to 243. Or you can write like this. And then 9 to the power of 5 is 59,049. So square root of 59,049 is 243. Or I have my own method. Let me add here method 3. Okay, 9, 5 over 2. First, I convert 9 here to 3 square. 3 square is equals to 9. And then to the power of 5 over 2. Then I cancel out 2. So I'll get 3 to the power of 5. 3 to the power of 5 is actually 243. So, for my student, I want you to use this method. So, same goes to B. You can look by yourself, because I already show you the one of this example. So this is your homework, mind test 1.2i. So thank you. See you in the next video.